We're on.
Not yet.
Are you ready?
Is going on here? T-Rex. And I'm T-Rex. Let's bring. Here we go.
Like T-Rex is having some technical difficulties there.
Yes.
We can have Darla jump us in.
All right. Darla, you're on.
Okay. I see him. Is he frozen? Should I actually be doing this?
Yes.
We are live. So this
Let's
is Out of
go.
Bounds with T-Rex. We're on TAN TV, a station with, what is it? A global fill and a local reach. A local fill and a global reach. There we go. I like that one better. So we're going to talk to you for a few minutes. We're waiting for T-Rex, or Terry as we know him. We're excited to talk to you today about, what is it? Breakups, worst dates, to continue our talk on the dating series. But let's say hi to the people. Let's start with Andrea, looking all princessy.
Hi, everybody. I've missed you guys, but I'm back.
Did you see Wakanda?
I did.
Yeah. What are your thoughts?
I loved it. I was happy and I was
Thumbs up?
sad all at the same time. It was great.
All right, well, welcome back. And Cheryl, Dr. Cheryl, psychologist
Hello.
of them all.
Hello, this is Lady Psych. Happy mental health. I hope everyone had a great Thanksgiving. We have so much to be grateful for, and I'm grateful for my podcast members. Andrea, good to see you.
Hey, you saw Wakanda, right?
Yes.
You got 2 thumbs up, right? I'm doing this lately.
Oh, yeah. I saw you doing that the other day, and I was laughing.
Excellent movie.
I know, I
And
was
JP
crying.
in the house. Woo-hoo.
Woo.
Yes, good evening, everyone. Beautiful panel. Great to be seen. Great to be heard.
Did you give Wakanda a thumbs up too, JP?
I did. Yes, yeah. Especially the start of it really was like, wow. Just gonna hit us
It
like
was
this
really
already.
good.
Just sat down with popcorn, man. Y'all messed me up early.
Right out the
All
gate.
right. Well, I guess we'll get started. We're still waiting on T-Rex, but we want to say hi to the people. Looks like we have some folks checking in from Albuquerque, New Mexico, and by the names on the screen. Andrea, do you know these people? Do you want to say hi
I
to these
do
people?
know. Hi, Miss checking in from Albuquerque, New Mexico. My sister, Adrienne. Nice to see you.
All right.
Nice.
Well, today we're talking about some of the experiences that we've all had. We're talking about bad first dates or just bad dates in general. It doesn't have to be the first one. Or maybe you can tell us a little bit about one of your worst breakups. This is a continuation in the series where we've been talking about dating. So I'm just going to throw it out there. Who wants to go first? Who has a really bad first date story? Terry, are you back with us?
Oh, Terry's back.
Yes, that'll be a bad date story. Did y'all hear
Tell us.
me?
Yeah, take on.
I'm
Yeah.
not sure y'all heard me. I haven't.
Yeah.
We heard you.
Well, y'all done a great job for filling in for me. I appreciate it. I don't know what's going on in here, but I have looking for a bad date. You know, you go over to a woman's house and you're having a nice time, and she gets a little intoxicated and it's not intentional, that turns to be a bad date, especially when they're trying to, jump all over you and stuff. Not that I'm super fine, but back in the day, I held my own. But yeah, that was a real bad date. It was like I didn't want to take advantage of her because she was drinking and all that crap. So yeah. So Darla, since you was there, you tell us about your first bad date.
I really put some thought in this, and I can't say that I have like any story-worthy bad dates that I want to mention, like that were so bad. The worst one I can think of, it was just creepy because it was a third date, and this guy, I think I told you about this, Cheryl. This guy brought me a present, which was super sweet, but it was a bracelet, and it had his name engraved on one side of the charm and mine on the other. I just thought that was super creepy for a third date. I don't know.
That is very creepy. That is too much.
Okay, it wasn't just me.
That's too
No.
much.
Say it again, Andrea.
No.
Do you still have
Okay,
it?
that sounds like a
Yeah.
I mean, he engraved our names on
Well, it
it,
must have been a nice
but
bracelet.
oddly enough, the little charm fell off. The ones with our names, it fell off of it, but I still have the bracelet.
Oh, well, that's okay. You can keep that part.
Oh, nice.
So it's like that's telling us everything we need to know.
That is true.
Yeah, he was super sweet. But
Well,
I just
Andrea,
thought
I
that
heard
was
you
a
say
lot.
hello to your sister. So, how's the baby? She doing fine? The baby fine, boy or girl?
It's a
Andrea,
boy.
boy or girl?
It's a boy. His name
Boy,
is
is he doing
Levi.
good?
Yes, everybody is doing well. I FaceTime with him earlier today.
Aww.
Outstanding.
honest
So, have you ever had a bad date?
I have had like an awkward date, kind of like Darla, where I dated this guy and he was super into chess checkers, and I don't even know how to play. But that's all we talked about during the date, and I was so annoyed, and I could not wait for the date to be over. I'm like, can we talk about anything other than chess? Like, he was a nice guy, but like there's more to life than chess and checkers.
Has to be.
I like him nerdy like that, Andrea.
Okay.
I like
Well,
it.
had
I
I
have more to
known you
talk
then-
about.
Had I known you then, Darla, I would have sent
That's
you
a
away.
good one. You said-
He might have just been
a good friend.
nervous because
I
you're
don't
so
know,
cute,
yes.
and it was his strength. He was just
Right?
nervous.
Yeah,
His
it
strength was
was. It
chess,
wasn't
okay?
my thing.
All right. What about you, Cheryl?
I went on a date
What
and
about
I
you,
thought the
Cheryl?
date was going great. I thought it was going fantastic. And then he said, we had dinner and he was like, oh, let's go get some ice cream. I'm like, yeah. You know how when you just in a groove, you're vibing. So in the middle of me about to take a lick off my ice cream, he says, there's something I want to tell you. I'm like, oh no. This is when he proceeds to tell me that he killed someone. I think I win.
You are the
What?
winner. Hands down, winner.
I'm the
Yeah,
winner.
that would have
He
been
was
some time.
serious?
I'd have ran.
He was
I don't
serious. He did time. He did 6 years for killing the person who killed his sister. He left college
Wow.
and went back to find this guy, and he found him, and he turned himself in.
Wow.
I mean, he redeemed himself. He was just so distraught over the death of his sister. But that was a lot for a first date. I think you should have waited.
That's a lot. But I
was a
thought you
lot.
meant he like just killed someone.
No.
Like he needed help moving the body, killed somebody.
No, it had been a few years because we were both in our late 20s, and he did that when he was like 19.
Wow.
So did he get another date?
I think Darla.
Did he get another date?
Yeah.
You know what? He did because he explained why, because he explained what happened and he was very remorseful and we were able to talk through it.
Uh-huh.
But no relationship came of that, Drea. None.
So were you more willing to date him because like he had paid his debt to society, and like and obviously you probably didn't fear for your own life, but
No, I
okay.
didn't. I didn't feel fearful at all. He didn't come off as some bad guy, or anything like that. He just kept saying, I was so distraught over my sister. I was just out of my mind. And literally his mother drove him to the police station and he turned himself in. They weren't even looking for him.
Wow.
Yeah. So I
It's
know that you can
probably
be.
it's probably like he said, hurt my feelings. What do you got to see? What do you got, man? Tell us something good
Uh, okay,
or bad.
so brand new to California. This was a bad first date. I call it the original Love is Blind, thanks to Steve Harvey. Uh, he had a dating game on his radio show, and I called in and was chosen by this young lady to go on a date with her. Uh, Trying to make this as short as possible. So we a limo picks us up. She's like 45 minutes late. She gets in the limo. She looks like she's going to a prom. She is dressed out, and the date was actually a dinner and a movie premiere at the Magic Johnson Theater of Monique's movie Hair Show. So the date started out bad because she was so late. I'm cracking jokes with the driver and everything. So she gets in, and I'm like, oh gosh, when we're not starting off too well. So we go out to eat. She is just totally like, I'm a superstar. I'm just ordering this and staff, and she's like, the station is paying for this, and her attitude was totally like nothing like she described on the show. Um, Go to the movie. They give you like great seats because the radio promo. She gets up to go to the restroom, and Monique and these other ones just start going in on her like bad, like I mean just jokes and jokes, and I'm trying to keep a straight face,
Wow.
and she comes back, and I'm just like, wow, this is not going too well. So we finally tried to get out of there as soon as possible. The movie wasn't good, so I just came. I'm not feeling that well, and ducked out of there. So the next day, you get up, and I went to the radio station to tell my side of the date. And as soon as I walked in, Steve Harvey sent me and says, "I'm sorry." Like just the first words he said to me was like, "I'm so." So I was just like, "Man, why did I do that?" But on the actual broadcast, I was very nice. I just played it off as, hey, I don't think it's a match, but she's a great person. But every commercial break, I was just going in, and Steve Harvey had jokes for days and laughing and everything. But yeah, last time that I will ever kind of do that blind date thing.
Wow. How did we not know this about you,
That's
JP?
yeah, that's something interesting.
You on the
You was
radio.
willing to go on a blind date off the radio? Okay.
That's
I'm,
dang.
I'm gonna get the group and make this real quick announcement. Hello, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to TV, the African American Network. We have a local feel with local reach. You're still listening to Out of Bounds with T. Crew. The second part we're going to come up with is bad breakups. Now, you can chime in on somebody's bad breakup if it like makes you go crazy. So let's start with Andrea, because I know she's probably had some bad breakups. Just dumped some dude at the library.
It wasn't at the library, but I did break up with somebody. It took me a year to break up with this individual because I kept telling them what I needed, and they never like delivered on that. And it was actually on New Year's Day because I was like, I'm not going into another year in this relationship if they're not going to change and just do things differently. And at this point, I lived at my parents' house, so I called them over. And like it was any other normal visit, and we're hanging out, but he came in my room, and we sat in there and we talked for a little bit, and I just told him I don't want to be in this relationship anymore. And when I tell you, he cried and cried and cried. This was in 2009. This was years ago, and he broke down in tears, and he was like, I'm sorry, I can fix it. And I'm like, it's too late. I don't have the time. I don't have the time. And so we ended up breaking up, and we're actually, I don't know, maybe, I guess we're friends now, all these years later, but we weren't friends for a long time. But because I was like, no, this is a brand new year. I'm not doing this year. And I was stuck to my guns. I mean, it took me a year to break up with this person. So it was a bad
Wow.
breakup for
Wow.
him,
A
but it
whole
wasn't that
year?
bad for me.
You are really nice. I don't have the
Wow.
patience.
That is nice. You were really nice.
You are
And you
so
actually
nice.
returned his phone calls?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Sad, huh?
Okay. Yeah, it is sad. That is sad.
That was the
I can
younger
imagine
me.
why
I'm
he was
grown
crying.
now.
I can only imagine why he was crying, girl. I can only imagine why. I got a pretty good idea why he was crying. We won't
Well,
go
you
there.
guys
We have
know
to
me.
talk
You
about
probably
that
know
off
why.
the set. All right, there, Darla. What was your? I know you got like maybe at least two.
What is that? Why are you always coming for me, Terry? What is that supposed to mean?
Because
I
I know
have one.
you don't take no crap from nobody. That's what I mean. I know Cheryl though. That's why I'm leaving Cheryl for
dispel
last.
a myth. Okay. Well, I'll take that as a compliment because I know your
Yes,
heart.
it is a compliment.
So,
It's a compliment. It's
but
definitely is.
but let me dispel a myth. I'm actually a very sweet person. If I come off like a little militant here and there, I don't mind a little militant. I tease Cheryl about being militant. It's good to have boundaries, which is something I've had to learn over the span of my lifetime, and I'm still learning. But I do have a good breakup story, or an interesting one. But I dated someone not too long ago. Um, Cheryl at least will know who this is, and probably the person most senior to me I've ever dated. And I have been dating him for about 8 months. We got along. It was interesting because we got along. We had a good intellectual connection. He wanted to go to, he's very sweet to me. He wanted to go to New York for his birthday. So I bought the plane tickets. He did other stuff, like I think he got the room and show tickets or whatever. But I bought the plane tickets. This is important to the story. So this is our second trip, like a trip on an airplane together. And on the first trip, which was 6 weeks prior, we got into an argument. It was not good. Exactly. And so we made up on the trip home and managed to say, okay, we're going to try to work this relationship out. And we went on this second trip. I bought these tickets for his birthday. And as soon as we got there, they started another fight. And it was so bad that we went out into New York, and he didn't talk to me the whole day. We spent 24 hours together. He didn't speak to me the entire time. But then by the time we got back to the hotel room again, he starts yelling. And I was like, yeah, it's not going to work for me. So I changed my flight and I went home and I left him in New York.
Wow.
Well, I mean, that's what similar people do. They don't need. You did the right thing, and I know you probably know that already because you did it. But all right, JP,
It was bad.
give us your story because I can't wait for the free-for-all. We just act crazy and talk about it.
My worst breakup, I'd say it was several years ago. I totally, I totally like cut off all communication. Like social media wasn't too big back then, like block. That person was a really great person, but tell that we were just we were like, I don't know, salt and pepper, or just kind of clashing, but good together and bad together. It was just too volatile. So my best decision was like, hey, you know what? I just got to cut this totally, cut the loss. I mean, and she was totally gorgeous, a great person, but I knew that it wasn't going to be, it was going to go downhill pretty fast. Um, Younger years, I did. More mature self would have chosen another way, probably to communicate a little bit better. But yeah, it was bad. I mean, I totally blocked her out. tried to disappear.
Amazing. Okay, Cheryl. What you
All right,
got?
I
I know
I
you
have
got
two. I have two. So I'm gonna start with the second. Well, they were both still devastating, but I'm gonna start to the second, the least of the two. So I was with this guy for several months. I was even contemplating leaving the state to go move with him. You know, our families know each other. We're both from Chicago. We just had all these things lining up. I was like, oh yeah, this is it. I didn't met my husband. This is it. And after 6 months, it reminded me of an episode from Sex in the City where Carrie gets broken up on a post-it. Well, in 2011, instead of a post-it, he texted me that he wanted to break up. All right. Real mature. I'm
Wow.
41 at this age, and he's like 39. So anyway, that was horrible.
I'm still mad. Still mad over
girl,
here.
I was devastated. Oh my God. Cried like a baby. The worst breakup, I think, was when I was dating someone and I had no idea he was dating someone else too. And I thought he was being a
Ooh, been there.
gentleman, realizing he was
Been
banging
there.
this other chick. So he calls me and he says, you know, the niceties, how you doing? I'm like, oh, I'm good. What's going on? And he says, well, you know, I just wanted to talk to you about something. I'm like, all right, what's up? And then he says, I just want you to know I've been dating another person besides you and I'm going to get married.
Whoa.
Yeah, Andrea's eyes got big. That was my response, along with some other choice words that I can't use on TAN TV. So I think that's the last time I cussed a man out. It was like 2008 or whatever year it was.
Ooh, yeah.
I went in. I took it all the way from Chicago all the way to California. From here to Christmas, I cussed him up one side and down the other. I could not believe that was even happening. And now I know why he was such a gentleman to me, because he was banging the other girl. So there are my breakups.
Well, at least he wasn't. He was just being nice. Well, before we get to the free for all, I'll let you know mine. I was a freshman in college and I was dating this senior. And I don't think she knew exactly what classification I was, because she didn't say anything. But I think when one of my line brothers told her that I was a freshman, she got a little bit leery and go see her, and there was another guy sitting in there, and she was sitting on his lap. Being the kind gentleman that I was, I just turned around and left. We'll leave it at that. But that was probably my worst breakup, you know. As an older man, they never faze me. They just, you miss one, you catch another one, just let it go. So just chime in on some of the bad dates. Sure. Well, let's go to JP. You already, JP? Did you get you on a bad date?
Yeah.
We got JP.
My bad date?
Everybody. Darla,
Yes.
We got everybody. So everybody got one. Did you get one, JP?
Yes.
I think
Thank you, Steve Harvey, for that one. Yep.
Yeah, no. Oh, okay. I got a
chosen.
question. I got a question. When you was saying Cheryl told you that he was banging another chick, and that's why he wasn't trying to, you know, get with you. Other than cuss him out, believed that he may have had something and didn't pass it on to you. Did you feel comfortable?
No.
With that?
That was
I mean,
not
because
a
he was
thought in my mind.
Gentleman. I mean, he was a gentleman, right? He's a gentleman. But you always got to look at the positive side of something negative. I know you didn't think about it then, but you know that's probably something there. I mean, there. No, you just cussed him out.
He married the chick,
punched him.
and then it took forever to divorce her. He made a mistake, but
And then he called you back.
I'm like Andrea. It took us
we
to have a friendship. Now we're cool, but at that time, no, I didn't talk to him.
Okay.
Well, I have a follow-up question for Darla. I want to know what happened after New York. Like,
Okay.
did you tell him you were leaving? Did he call you, but you were already back in California? Like, I need more details.
Good question.
Well, actually, so I didn't tell him right away because I wasn't be able to change my flight till the following day. So I waited until the last possible minute, and I told him. And clearly, if he's not giving you narcissist, he was giving me narcissist in that moment. And so I was like, I'll wait till the last possible moment. And then I let him know. Then he tried to get me to stay. So he was basically kissing my bottom, trying to get me to stay. And I told him that I was going to leave anyway, but I don't know why I told him this, but I said, if you pay the $400 to switch my flight back, because I was told that's how much it would cost, then I'll stay. And he didn't want to do it. I was like, deuces. He was like, but let me take you to the airport. I had already made, airport arrangements, and I left and went back, and my car, because I drove to the from LAX, which is quite a distance from. And then maybe later he wanted to talk, and he tried to make up me. But because by this point I'm really reflecting and realizing that this guy is literally on the spectrum, that he's a narcissist. Like, he has issues now that I look back. Then I made a demand of all the things that I would want, knowing that he's, I heard it out. And he was like, yeah, okay, bye. And we haven't talked since. But we haven't, And then, a year later, he asked me to go to lunch with him again. He tried one more time, like a year later. Yeah. Under the emphasis of, like, just you're doing and checking in and type of thing.
He must have knew he had a good. All you ladies on here are great quality ladies, so I'm sure these idiots didn't know that right away. But I'm sure they found out later. They saw you later in life before that happened. As far as me and JP, I'm pretty sure the one that bailed on me, she probably just escaped one of those freshmen Trump on her thing. So I'm pretty good. That's what it was. As a freshman, probably to my junior, I was a bad boy. So I'm sure she lucked I got. So,
I have a question for
anything
y'all.
we got to put out? Okay, go ahead. We do.
We have time.
JP said the girl is 45 minutes late. How big of a deal is that because women are more notoriously known to be late for dates, but how big of a deal is that to the guy if the girl's running or the lady's running late?
I think it's pretty big, especially on an initial date, when you definitely have something scheduled and planned. It's totally different if the night is kind of free flowing and you're kind of going with the flow. But if you have specific reservations or specific times that you have to be somewhere, then I think punctuality is important. But there's also those times where, it doesn't matter. It's like, just going to grab something to eat, you take an extra half hour that doesn't matter. But those time-driven kind of dates or appointments, I think is very important that you're timely.
Just the same way with that, I can't stand when the man is super late and doesn't tell me. So I'm sitting there waiting, wondering, like, is he really coming?
Right.
Because he's late. Because I'm usually early. I'm on time or early. So I'm waiting on you. So by the same token, I don't like my time to be wasted.
Well, I'm different, and I only got a couple seconds. I know women take time to prepare. I understand that. So if I'm sure we're all mature now, we know we got to give people a certain amount of time to get it going. But our time's about up, everybody, because I got a late. I apologize to you and the viewers. But this is T-Rex, and I'm signing off on Out of Bounds. T-Rex on 10 TV, the African American Network, where we have a local feel and global reach. Crew talk about bad dates and breakups. So next time when we on, chime in and let us know. All right. Thank you. Got to get us some theme music. I heard D.R. Sanders got his own thing. You got to get us some theme music. Bye-bye, everybody. Bye. Y'all have a great day. Thanks for joining in there, big girl and that big baby down there. And we miss you.
Happy baby.
Okay.